Did you know that WhatsApp has a 90% open rate? It's literally a goldmine for automating customer support and lead generation. But many builders and founders never get to exploit it because of these 10 common misconceptions that they have about WhatsApp AI chatbots. By the end of this video, you'll know the truth behind all 10. Misconception number 1, you can still use the same WhatsApp number while an AI chatbot runs on it. My AI agency, Ivyflow AI, has been building WhatsApp AI chatbots for the past 2 years, and this is one of the most common questions I get on sales calls. Will I still be able to use my WhatsApp number after it's connected to the AI chatbot? The assumption is that the AI chatbot sits alongside whoever is already using the WhatsApp number in your business and then just jumps into conversations with customers or leads to help them out and answer questions. That's not how it actually works. WhatsApp Business API, which is how you can connect an AI chatbot to WhatsApp, only allows one of either a human or the AI chatbot or agent to access the WhatsApp account. Even if you tried by first creating a WhatsApp account and then trying to link that to an AI chatbot, the link would completely fail. And if you start by linking it to an AI chatbot and then trying to log in with that account on WhatsApp on a phone or a device, that link would also fail as well. So you have to pick between the AI chatbot having full control of the conversation and then the human having full control of the conversation, one or the other. And even if they did actually allow it, it would just create more conflict and confusion than actually be a benefit. Because you can imagine the AI chatbot would tell the user one thing, and then a human might jump in and say something slightly different. And then the AI chatbot would rejoin the conversation maybe a few seconds or minutes later, a bit confused at what happened because a message has been sent from its end, but it wasn't it who sent it. And then it would mess up the conversation flow, and the user would be able to kind of detect when two different mediums are talking to them at the same time. Not good. So the clean setup is to just have a phone number fully dedicated to being handled by the AI chatbot. That's what we do for all our clients. But in certain instances, you might want to have a human able to intervene in case the conversation needs to be escalated. And so you could use a platform like BotPress Desk, which allows the AI agent to handle the conversation and then escalate it to a human, at which point a human can have full control over the conversation and can continue it from there from a different portal, not WhatsApp, but while being able to still converse with a person on WhatsApp. But the fact that your AI chatbot has a fully dedicated phone number that only it can respond on 24/7 is not actually a limitation, but it's just there so that it works properly. Misconception number 2 is that AI chatbots are really expensive. This fear gets repeated a lot, especially amongst business owners, but it's usually because they've heard a number out of context without actually understanding what drives the cost. You see, cost is not fixed, but configuration is what actually determines how much your AI chatbot will cost you to build and per month. Getting an AI chatbot built for your business can range anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 plus, and it really depends on what you're trying to achieve with the AI chatbot. If you want something very simple, just for FAQs and customer support, that can probably be around $1,000. But if you go for slightly more complex stuff that can change things in your CRM, update data, send notifications, and is fully integrated into your business, then that is when the cost goes up. But now forget about the build cost and let's talk about the monthly cost of an AI chatbot. This is when it really comes down to the platform on which your AI chatbot was built and something known as LLM, large language models. I'll start with the platforms. On certain platforms, you get charged per conversation that your AI chatbot has, and other platforms will charge you for the amount of AI spend that your AI chatbot accumulates in a month. AI spend is basically how many AI tokens, how many AI processes your AI chatbot has to run in a month. An AI chatbot on N8N, for example, would probably cost you about $20 per month. The only other fee that you have to pay is to access an AI. So for example, ChatGPT or Gemini to actually handle the conversation for you. And that can be anywhere from $5 to $10. But a platform like BotPress might charge you $100 plus just to have 100 conversations on that platform within a month. But then that might make you think, of course, I'll just go ahead and pick N8N. No, you need to carefully consider what you're trying to do with your AI chatbot, the softwares you want to connect it to, and the capabilities that you want it to have. Because the platform that you build it on also determines what your AI chatbot will be able to do and what it will not be able to do. Do your research and choose wisely. Now, the second thing that might affect your AI chatbot's monthly cost is the LLMs, the large language models. This is essentially the AI brain that you choose to power your AI chatbot. You see, you can choose Gemini, you can choose one of ChatGPT's models, OpenAI's models, you can choose something from Claude, you can choose something from Grok, but whatever you choose, these different companies charge differently for how many inputs and outputs you can get out of the AI when you use it in your system. But in general, the more powerful and faster AIs like Opus and GPT-5 cost more. And so once again, you need to consider your project and what you're looking to do with your AI chatbot. If you needed to have complex reasoning, then you would want to go for something that has faster processing and is a little smarter, I guess. But just know that that would cost you a little more. If you're building something simple like an AI chatbot for FAQs, you really do not need to be using an overpowered model like GPT-5. Otherwise, it will cost you, and I'll be honest, this is where the assumption of AI chatbots being too expensive usually stems from. People choosing the wrong AI model to power their chatbot and then having like a multi-$100 bill at the end of the month for an AI chatbot that just answered basic questions. Misconception number 3, AI chatbots cannot understand voice notes or read the images sent to them. This made sense a few years ago when AI chatbots were text only and any other media type sent to them was either ignored or generated an error message. But in 2026, this assumption is wrong. Modern AI models are multimodal, meaning they can process text, images, and even audio. An image sent to a well-configured AI chatbot would essentially be analyzed and broken down into like text to describe it, and that would then be fed into the model so that it can understand what the image shows. And it's the same thing with a voice note. Essentially, that voice note would be transcribed so that it's like as if a text message was sent, and then that text can be fed into the model automatically so that it can understand what that person was saying when they sent the voice note. I'll be honest though, this does not happen on every single chatbot automatically. It requires you selecting the right model for your AI chatbot and having the right configurations, and it also depends on the platform that you build your AI chatbot on. But it's possible, and for industries where people naturally communicate with voice or images, it's definitely possible, especially for industries where people naturally communicate with voice or images, such as e-commerce or clinics. It's actually one of the main things that makes an AI chatbot in that industry extremely powerful. By the way, I build AI chatbots and agents for businesses like yours, so if you want to work with me, the link is in the video description below. If not, you should subscribe so that you don't miss out on the AI chatbot tutorials that I share for free here every single week. Misconception number 4, a WhatsApp AI chatbot will automatically bring in more leads and customers for my business. This is probably one of the most important misconceptions to clear up, whether you're a builder or you're a business owner, because if you're a builder, then people you build for will be falsely expecting this and will then be disappointed when they realize it's not true. And if you're a business owner, then you will be expecting this and will be disappointed when you realize it's not true. You see, a chatbot does not generate traffic, it converts it. That is, unless you give your AI chatbot the ability to do outreach on WhatsApp, which most people don't do. They just build it for conversion. I mean, it's like hiring the best salesperson in the world, putting them in the best office available, and then having 0 people walk through the door every single month. It does not matter how good the salesperson is, as long as no one is stepping foot through that door, they will still close no one. At the end of the month, 0 people closed. It's the same thing with an AI chatbot. To get it to work, you have to first bring traffic into it. It does not create its own traffic. What it does is it takes everyone who sends a message in and moves them through a process that essentially builds trust with them to the point that they can convert. A captured lead, a booking, a sale, whatever conversion means to you or your clients, the first step is to get someone to walk into the door, to talk to your AI chatbot. For most of my clients, they put their chatbot on their website, so it essentially gets a share of the organic traffic that they get from SEO. Others run ads on Meta to their WhatsApp account where the AI chatbot is, to essentially give it a 24/7 influx of leads. Other businesses put it in their social bio. Others put a QR code on like a physical product that people can scan and then automatically be routed to the WhatsApp chat to chat to the AI chatbot. It really doesn't matter what you do. Just make sure that you get people to talk to your AI chatbot. If you want to create an automation to get your AI chatbot to be able to start conversations, that's also possible. It's just slightly more complicated. But if that's what has to be done, then it should get done in order to get people talking to your AI chatbot. Misconception number 5, your AI chatbot can start conversations and do cold outreach. Now, I know this sounds a little bit like the previous one, but pay attention because this is actually more connected to WhatsApp's rules. You see, business owners love the dream of an AI chatbot that just sends out messages to people and starts conversations on its own. But that's against WhatsApp's rules. You see, WhatsApp Business API has specific rules about who can be messaged and how they can be messaged on the platform. Messaging people who have not opted in is a terms of service violation that can get your WhatsApp account banned. Most AI chatbot platforms don't even allow you to do it because they know this will happen. I personally think it's a good thing because you can imagine if WhatsApp allowed businesses to basically market to people's phone numbers just by sending output message, you would be getting spammed in your WhatsApp account right now with outreach from so many different businesses that you've never even heard of. But there is a compliant path to outreach messaging on WhatsApp using WhatsApp's dedicated marketing. They essentially allow you to first create a message template that you must send to Meta, and they must approve your message template. And then you can use that message template to send broadcast messages to people on WhatsApp, which you might have already received from a business maybe once or twice. Essentially, it's like running Meta ads, but on WhatsApp with a broadcast message that allows you to essentially fill in certain variables in the message, such as the person's name or maybe a service they want and other things that you might have connected to the data about them, and then it sends that to the person. And by the way, Meta also charges you for it, so you have a limit on how many broadcast messages you can send within a certain time period, but you can extend this limit by paying Meta to allow you to do so. And that way you can essentially start conversations with people that have never opted into your AI chatbot. And by opting in, I just mean starting a conversation with your AI chatbot. As soon as someone sends the first message to your AI chatbot, they have opted in to talk to it, and it can then send a message to them. But the key thing to remember here is that it's not your AI chatbot doing that. It's Meta, and you have to set it up on Meta to get that to work. Your chatbot handles just the inbound messages that come in, get an instant response 24/7 around the clock. That's its job. And if you're a builder, I also prepared a sheet with the most common questions I get when speaking to business owners about AI chatbots. Understanding the answers to these will make selling AI chatbots to other business owners very easy for you. So go ahead and get it. It's in the video description below. Misconception number 6, and this is not just with WhatsApp AI chatbots, but with voice agents and with basically anything AI. Everyone thinks people don't want to talk to AI. And this does have a bit of truth to it. There's a bit of uncomfortability about talking to an AI chatbot on WhatsApp or receiving a call from a voice AI agent. But the truth is that most customers want convenience and instant help. The statement sounds like a statement about AI, but it's actually just a phrase related to bad experiences. What people are saying here is that they don't want robotic, scripted, and generic AI messages being sent to them that make them feel like they're talking to one of those phone menus where it tells you press 1 for this, press 0 for that. That's what people don't want. And what people also don't want is sending a message and getting a reply 6 hours later. When a chatbot is built well with a natural and enjoyable personality, accurate knowledge, and instant reply ability, people do not push back against it. They actually enjoy it. You see, people are fighting an experience. They're not fighting the technology behind it. A well-prompted AI chatbot that responds instantly, gives an accurate answer, and has a nice personality to it will always do better than a human who replies 6 hours later, replies in a rush, and does not even properly answer your customer's question. And so whenever you hear the phrase people don't want to talk to AI, just think about the experience that your AI chatbot is creating for the users that it speaks to. Because in the same way that people don't want to talk to a bad customer support rep, people don't want to talk to a generic and bad AI chatbot. Misconception number 7, it can only handle basic FAQ questions. For me, this is the most irritating and backward belief on this list because it stems from the first generation AI chatbots. If you've ever used one of those and you remember them, you'll know that they had like a fixed list of questions that you could ask. So essentially you just click a button depending on the question you want to ask, and it just matches that button to its answer and gives you the answer. They did make a genuine difference in automating answering FAQs, but after some time they just became too boring, too repetitive, too basic. Modern AI chatbots reason in real time. They don't just match questions to answers, but they understand the conversation context, the sentiment, they understand what the user is feeling and what they want, and then provide a response based on accurate information that will actually help and support the user while making them feel like the AI chatbot actually understands what they're saying. So with like a contextual response. There's so much more than FAQs that a well-built AI chatbot on WhatsApp can do. It can book appointments, it can qualify your leads with custom logic, it can build trust with them by providing them with genuine help that fits their context and situation, it can support them, it can log data into a CRM or spreadsheet, it can flag high-intent conversations for follow-up, and so much more. Like, I literally don't have enough fingers to list all the things that a well-built AI chatbot can do for a business. So no, AI chatbots on WhatsApp are not just for FAQs. They can do stuff that goes way beyond answering basic questions. I mean, I've built stuff for businesses that book appointments to their calendars, that automatically update customer data in the CRM, that automatically send orders to the restaurant after receiving the person's order in WhatsApp. And now I'm even working on a system for a school that allows parents to access their child's information, ask questions about what their child is doing at school, performance, attendance, all directly from WhatsApp. Misconception number 8, AI chatbots only work for big companies. This assumption is based on the thought that AI chatbots require big budgets, which I've already covered, huge infrastructure, and also like a ton of training of employees and having software engineers in-house and all of that kind of jazz. But that's honestly not true. In practice, I've actually seen small and medium-sized businesses benefit more from having an AI chatbot than these larger corporations. And here's why. Large companies often already have like a huge sales team, customer support team, a proper admin team that handles all the tasks in the business that need to be taken care of. Sure, an AI chatbot could benefit them, but in most cases, they've covered all the branches. But for smaller operations like clinics, restaurants, coaches, service businesses, etc., they often have real lead volume coming in, but with a very small team handling all of it. And oftentimes they don't have the budget to go on and build these huge customer support teams that these corporates have access to. But an AI chatbot essentially allows them to respond 24/7 to customers, to sort out admin tasks 24/7, all instantly. And it turns out that the cost of building and running a proper AI chatbot in their business is way under the cost of like hiring the staff to do the same tasks that the AI chatbot would do. And if we talk about the I need to have a developer on my team problem, you realize that even the platforms that I build on, most of them are no code. So things like N8N, WordPress, you can build an AI chatbot without ever having to understand how to code. And even if you do have to put in a specific snippet of code in a specific part of the AI chatbot, ChatGPT exists. Whether you or your team have no coding experience, whether you're a builder or you're a business owner, there's nothing holding you back from building an AI chatbot, especially if you also watch my tutorials. Misconception number 9, AI chatbots only work in English and the person has to type with proper grammar for it to understand. You see, modern language models like the one your AI chatbot will be powered by are trained on data from all over the internet in different languages. English is just one of them. Well-configured AI chatbots can detect the language someone is typing in and respond in the same exact language to their question and answer it accurately. No matter what it is, Spanish, French, Afrikaans, it doesn't matter, anything. And even the typos, abbreviations, slang, all of it, as long as people are using it online on the internet, you can be 100% certain that your AI chatbot will understand what the person is trying to say when they send it in the chat. Someone typing a sentence that's not so grammatically correct would get responded to in the same way that someone typing a perfect sentence would, as long as they wanted the same thing and the AI chatbot detects the same demand from both of them. And I've actually also been using this in the school project I've just talked to you about, because some of the parents at the school are not native to English, so they'd rather speak in Luganda or a different language, the national language of Uganda here. So essentially what we do is the AI chatbot is able to detect when someone wants to change languages or when they say they want to speak in a different language, and it then proceeds with the rest of the conversation with them using that language alone while still being able to communicate the same information that someone in English would receive. This is very important in markets where customers use WhatsApp a lot but don't necessarily speak English as their first language or use a lot of slang in between their sentences. The WhatsApp AI chatbot meets people where they are in the language that they speak and in the style that they communicate in. Misconception number 10, setting up a WhatsApp AI chatbot takes months and requires a lot of technical work. Picture a WhatsApp number that responds to leads instantly, answers information about your business accurately, and takes people along a qualification process that eventually gets them to book an appointment with their business. That can go from 0 to live in days, even if the person building it has never touched a piece of code. You see, in 2026, building an AI chatbot is more about planning and understanding the exact workflow that you wanted to take a user along. Once you have that, you can get that set up on no-code platforms like N8N, WordPress, Make, and VoiceFlow without typing in a single piece of code. The building happens visually, connecting nodes to each other and literally building out your workflow visually. And it's actually why I advocate that before an AI chatbot gets built, we draw out visually on like a platform like Freeform or even on paper what a successful conversation would look like the actual workflow of a conversation. So like how it would start, what the bot would say next, what process the bot would take the user through, what information it would collect at the different stages, all the way up to the end. Once you have that, building it is extremely easy. And most people think it has to be perfect on the first try, but honestly, I've never built an AI chatbot that's perfect the first time you build it. There's always a piece of knowledge missing, maybe a gap or a way it talks to users that it shouldn't, and there's always something to improve on and fix based on the conversations that it has with people. And even if you do build the perfect AI chatbot, at some point it will be imperfect because the way users talk evolves and the kind of questions that they ask also evolves as your business grows. The information about your business also evolves and changes. So essentially, you will continuously have to keep improving it and making it better. It's better you just get that first version out there and then begin to refine from there. So building an AI chatbot does not take months. It usually does not take weeks. It can if it's extremely complex, but usually it's honestly just a few days. And you can even build your own WhatsApp AI chatbot in under 30 minutes with a tutorial on screen.